Good morning, everyone. I'm Melanie Sauer. I'm the Executive Director here at the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center, and I'd like to welcome you here today. So thank you for coming. A little bit about what you're going to see and experience today. We're going to have a few folks come up and say a few words, and then we'll have a demonstration. And at the end, we're going to invite you to jump in for our treading event. So be ready for that. As you know, May is our National Water Safety Month, and we're just thrilled. We're launching our 35 for 35 campaign, and that's celebrating 35 years of life-saving impact here at the RBAC. All day long, we'll be treading for water safety, raising awareness about the importance of drowning prevention and being safe in and around the water. From our incredible staff and coaches to our teams and our community members like you, dozens have signed up to join treading today. So if you haven't, that's okay, you still can. We couldn't be more excited to launch our very first RBAC Tread for Water Safety this year, so more to come. In 2025, the RBAC is celebrating 35 years of just amazing impact in our community. And as you can imagine, the number of people who've learned to swim here, it's been generations. I think I have been touched by that. I'm assuming all of you have as well. Our center, if many of you may know, was born from the legacy of the 1984 Olympics here in LA. All of that funding, along with community members and the City of Pasadena, have built this amazing facility. And we're excited to continue to serve many generations to come. As you know, as a nonprofit, we rely on grants and fundraising, along with our fees and our partnerships to really continue to extend our reach and our ability to make all that we do accessible, to teach children and adults to swim, water fitness. We have so many great programs here at the RBAC. And we're deeply grateful for our generous donations and sponsors. And so as you can see here today, we have a special thanks to Citizens Business Bank, Outfit, Emily Allen, a heartfelt gift in memory of Lulu and Leo Krim, and the City of Pasadena. Your support for our treading program today and any of our other programs to reach more families and make what we do accessible is so meaningful to us. I heard from our fundraiser today that we've raised $9,200. Is that right, Elise? What we're asking today is you can help us to get to 10,000. That would be fantastic. And more. We'll always take more. Every dollar helps us expand access, save lives, and build a safer, healthier community. Let's keep going. And with that, I'd like to welcome Jennifer Colby Jennifer Colby, Public Information Officer for Pasadena Parks and Recreation, to say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Jennifer Colby. I'm a Public Information Coordinator for the City of Pasadena Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department. We appreciate all of your attendance today, and we're very proud to partner with the Public Health Department, the Fire Department, and the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center to talk about a very important issue, and that's water safety. As summer approaches, it's essential to stay mindful of water safety, whether you're heading to the beach, a local pool, or swimming at home. Water can be a great source of fun and fitness, but it also requires our respect and attention. Any person in the water is at risk of injury, and the best defense is to plan ahead. We encourage families to take proactive steps like enrolling in swim lessons and first aid courses, practicing safe water habits, and following the rules of wherever you choose to swim. Swim lessons can start as early as 6 months, but it's never too late to learn. The City of Pasadena and the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center offer year-round swim lessons and recreation programs, making it easy to build skills at any age. The city has a wide range of activities like summer swim team and water polo, year-round lap swim, and water aerobics for adults and older adults, encouraging you to tread and exercise throughout your lifetime. Make it a priority to stay active and keep up with your swimming skills. We invite you to take full advantage of the resources available to you. Safety information is accessible online through organizations like the American Red Cross. And to learn more about the city's aquatics programming, please visit cityofpasadena.net/water safety. And now I'm pleased to invite Dr. Feaster, epidemiologist for the Pasadena Public Health Department, up to the podium.
I'm very grateful to be here today at this beautiful venue to talk a little bit about water safety. I know whenever you hear epidemiology, your first thought is, I don't know what that is. But I am a statistician, and so one of the sobering things we wanted to remind people today is water safety is really for all ages. I know when we think about drowning prevention, we think children under 18, but I think you'd be interested to find that actually more than 31% of Pasadena drownings are among seniors or older adults 65 and older. It's a really important and sobering reminder that swimming and water safety is for all ages. We recommend as the public health department that you swim in a buddy system. This is really important, especially if you are enjoying an alcoholic beverage or two. It's really important. These are when you're at your riskiest. Another time that a person is at higher risk is during a medical emergency or when they're taking medication that may cause altered consciousness. So it's important to evaluate your risk factors and do the safest type of water safety that you can. I also would like to talk a little bit about the devastating effects and unintended consequences of our Eaton fire. It's been tragic, and we've seen wide sweeping effects of this, and one of them is our water safety and damage and threats to our pools and recreational water sources. One thing that may not be top of mind, we're all worried about our homes, are our backyards that have pools or other types of recreational water. When they're damaged or they're not properly sanitized, they can increase risk for germs and proliferation that causes swimming-borne illness, but it can also cause things like green pools where our mosquitoes can proliferate. And so in the City of Pasadena, we are the first local jurisdiction to identify locally acquired dengue virus, which is a mosquito-borne disease. And we know we have these mosquitoes if we have an increased risk of pools or other recreational water where mosquitoes can safely proliferate. We know it can increase mosquito-borne risk and illness like dengue and West Nile virus. So we would like to remind people as the weather heats up, so do mosquitoes, and so they are coming. And so we want to remind people to make sure that their water sources are properly treated and in working condition. I would like to say just as well, I hope you have a wonderful summer and enjoy the water. It is a fun thing. As a recovering swimmer myself, it can be done safely, and so thank you from the health department. Before I go, I'd like to introduce Christina Alvarado, the Director of Programming from the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center. Thank you.
For over 30 years, our community has united around one common mission: to raise awareness about water safety and the importance of using multiple layers of protection. But our work is far from done. We must continue to spread this message consistently and urgently because lives depend on it. I was recently discussing the RBAC's water safety program with another colleague. Mid-conversation, they interrupted and asked, "What personal loss did you experience to drowning?" I was taken back a bit and even had to ask what they meant by their question. They said that I spoke about the program and water safety with such passion that they just assumed I lost someone to drowning. At the time, I took it as a compliment and simply carried on with the conversation. But the more that I thought about it, the more that I concluded, I do not have to have a personal loss in order to take every life lost to drowning personally. Because every one of those lives could have been saved, and that's what drives me and all of us to do this work. Together with our partners across the city, we're working every day to reduce drowning statistics. But we need everyone's help. Every parent, every guardian should carry a healthy fear when it comes to children around water. because drowning is fast and silent. It can happen in the time that it takes to send a text, and it doesn't take a pool. Just an inch of water is enough. The CDC recently highlighted that bathtubs present a significant drowning risk to infants under 1 year old. In fact, alarming data from 2018-2019 shows that 75% of drowning deaths in this age group occurred in bathtubs. So while pools, lakes, and oceans present a serious risk, most incidents happen closer to home. So that's why constant supervision and proactive safety measures are essential. Before I close, I want to share one final anecdote. I keep this small booklet on my desk. It's filled with names and stories of those who've lost their lives to drowning. I keep it there as a daily reminder as to why the work we do is so important. I've brought those names with me today as a powerful reminder to all of you that drowning is preventable. Let this moment be a call to action. We must commit to using every barrier of protection, whether it's barriers around pools, access to swimming lessons, vigilant supervision, proper use of life jackets, or readiness for emergencies. Every measure matters because every life matters. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce Council Member for the City of Pasadena, Tyron Hampton.
Well, as mentioned, it's 35 years of water safety, 35 years of this pool and the way, the configuration that it's in, 35 years of teaching young people how to swim. 35 years is what the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center has been doing this for. And 35 more years they'll be doing it, and maybe 3,500 more years, I should say. Shouldn't just stop it at 35. It's just 3,500 more years. I want to say that it is never too late to learn how to swim. I learned how to swim approximately 3 years ago, right in the middle of the pandemic, kind of coming out of the pandemic. It was like the only place you could come where you didn't have to put a mask on, right? Because you could get in the water. It'd be kind of hard to swim with a mask on, though. So, I don't even know why I said that, but I say this, and the reason why I learned how to swim, somebody asked me, Tyrone, why didn't you learn how to swim earlier? Your daughter knows how to swim. You've started swim programs through your district, and you come here all the time. And I said, well, I taught my daughter how to swim because if I fell in a pool, I assumed that she was going to save my life. I learned how to swim because I realized that she might not. So I would say at any age, you have the opportunity to learn how to swim. And while I was here, I was talking to a gentleman who was 88 years old, and he had just learned how to swim. So here at the Rose Bowl Aquatics Center, it's not just a place where you can learn how to swim. It's not just a place where it has beautiful pools. It is a place that has community. As Christina mentioned, Christina's husband actually taught me how to swim. This is a real community place. This is a real family-oriented place. Everybody that you walk, every time you walk in the doors here, you're going to be greeted with love and compassion. And we all want the same goal. We want you to learn how to swim. We want you to have fun in the water, not just learn how to swim, but also have fun in the water, because it is something great for 101 days, 101 degree days that we're going to have probably coming up soon. So as the summer approaches, make sure that when you're out and you have your family out at the pool, you have someone that knows how to swim, that is not inebriated, not drinking anything, and always looking out for our youngest people and anybody that gets in the pool, because as mentioned, drowning is not something that you can hear. So it's important that we continue to keep our eyes on the pool. And at this time, I am going to pass it on over to our fire chief, Chad Augustine, who is going to tread water for 3,500 hours. I meant to say 35 minutes.
And again, my name is Chad Augustine, your Pasadena Fire Chief. Thank you so much for being here today. I'd be remiss if I didn't make a couple acknowledgments. Thank you to Interim Acting Assistant City Manager Matt Hawksworth, my boss Miguel Marquez, City Manager, and my crew from Pasadena Fire, who's going to do some work here in a couple minutes. As you've heard this morning, drownings only take a couple seconds to occur, which is the amount of time it takes to glance down and back up at your cell phone. My message for you today is do not become the story, prevent the story from happening. Drowning remains a leading cause of preventable death in the United States. In my years in the fire service, I've responded to numerous drownings, and almost every single time they were preventable. I want to demystify a few drowning rumors. First, you don't need to be in deep water to drown, and you've already heard that this morning, especially for our smaller children. Second, drowning victims aren't always flailing around yelling for help. Often, nothing is heard and there are no yells for attention because they're using every bit of energy to stay afloat. They may be struggling to keep their head above water, often tilting back to breathe, and may appear to be treading water or moving their arms as if trying to pull themselves up. I promise today, if you see me doing that, I'll just stand up. Right. Third, even good swimmers can drown if they get tired, cramp, or caught up in objects, so never assume a strong swimmer can be unattended. Finally, drownings can even happen where there are lifeguards. So don't have a false sense of security and leave anyone alone in the watchful eyes of a professional. And that goes back to our buddy system that you heard this morning. I encourage each of you to learn CPR. A full CPR, first aid, and AED course does take all day. The good news is, in less than 10 minutes, we can teach you hands-only CPR, also known as sidewalk CPR. And those skills focus on the first few minutes before your fire department arrives with additional knowledge, skills, and abilities. And what you'll hear today is it's so important to have hands on the chest to keep that blood flow going. Let me explain what you'll be witnessing shortly. Our lifeguards here and my firefighters train for these emergencies on a very regular basis. Lifeguards will be removing the drowning victim from the pool. This process takes lots of coordination, but they will make it look easy because they practice it on a regular basis. It's important to note that this patient is not suspected of having a spinal cord injury or other trauma. The rescuers will perform an evaluation of the patient, but I can tell you right now they will not be breathing and not have a pulse. CPR will be initiated and care will be transferred to your Pasadena firefighters, where they will continue CPR and initiate advanced life support efforts.